want a certain type of a situation. Hey, Facebook family and friends, it's so good to be with you again. It's been, wow, I think 2 or 3 weeks I've been traveling and on the road, and things are happening and it's all good. But I wanted to talk to you today about in it to win it. And so maybe you could share this on your timeline. That would be so powerful, because there's many people today that could really benefit from this encouraging word that I want to share with you. So as we go through this life, hopefully we're all setting a destination, that we want to achieve certain things, that we want a certain type of a situation to come about in our life. And in order for those things to happen, we've got to take on the attitude, I'm in this to win this. And so I've come to discover some things that I want to share with you today, and I really hope you'll share this with your timeline. And greetings to all of you that are on there now. I just think it's awesome that you've come to join me today to talk about this powerful principle of what it takes to be in it in order to win it. Woohoo! Yay! And so please share it on your timeline, so others that need to be encouraged, that maybe you don't even know they need to be encouraged, will be able to receive this message and go, thank you, Jesus, for sending this my way. Hi, so good to see you. Awesome. Can't see names. It's not showing me names for whatever reason. Joan, good to see you. There you are. Okay, awesome. So I'm trying to do this on a different level here with my Facebook Live, so if it's a little bit different for you today, then I'm just trying to check out some things. Gazelle, so good to see you. I know you're in it to win it, girl. That's awesome. But talking about being in it to win it, it takes something that I call longevity. So you have to realize that what we're on as far as life's journey and relationships can be likened to an ocean crossing voyage. When you get to go on a cruise, you're going to cross over the ocean. It's like, woohoo, we're going to go somewhere. And many a sailor has set out for a long voyage across the ocean. And some arrive at their destination, but many shipwreck along the way. And I want to talk about those kind of things. Hey, Brother Michael, good to see you today. I want to talk about some of the things that can prevent shipwreck in our lives as we're moving through this journey of life. And I think I can attest to that, that this has worked for me as all my days. Hello, that's awesome. So anyway, life and relationships can be likened to crossing an ocean on a long voyage. And you start out with those high hopes. You have this sense of excitement and adventure and wonder, and everything's going to be woohoo, amazing. And then along the way, storms come up. There's crashing waves. Sometimes sea creatures, sharks and the like. You have the sun rays beating down on you. You have many days of same-o as you gaze out at the seemingly endless blue waters. Now, it's nice for a few days, but if you're on a long ocean voyage, especially back in the day, it took months to cross the ocean. And along that way, you would have many other pitfalls, but blessings too. Beautiful sunsets, beautiful sunrises, and all of that, and wonderful times out there. But sometimes your vessel breaks down. You didn't plan for enough supplies to factor in for those kinds of things sometimes, or the trip took longer than you thought. Then sometimes there's the weariness of a long journey settles in, and you think, will I ever make it to the other side? So all these things factor in when we are on this journey of life, for ourselves personally, as well as with relationships that we develop. Longevity is something. Hi, Brother Ken, good to see you. You've been doing such amazing work with your chaplaincy. So proud of you. Longevity is something that you can't really plan for. It just happens one day at a time. One incident worked through at a time. One memory made at a time. And everybody's experience is going to be different. So we have to look at these things as we're going through this life's journey, because you can't really plan for longevity. That's something that you do each day, one day at a time. And everybody's experience, as I said, will be different. So therefore we have to recognize that I want to be in it to win it, and I want to go for the long haul. So this is going to be a real short devotional, but it's just something that sometimes we need to be reminded of. Because when we have friendships, when we have marriages, when we have co-workers, when we have family dynamics, or even in our walk with Jesus, the journey happens just one day at a time. And I think sometimes we look too far down the road. We try to perceive and understand what could be around the corner, and there's no way we know what that's really going to be like. And so we borrow, if you will, from that day's situation, how we perceive it, and then we are acting on things that we don't really know and understand. So it really makes sense when Jesus told us not to live in tomorrow, but live in today. Let me read it to you the way he said it in Matthew 6:34. He says, "Therefore don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." So in other words, we're only required to live one day at a time and do the best we can in each day. Take one day at a time. And I know when the waves are crashing and beating on us on our ocean voyage vessel, and we feel like we're going to tip over, or we feel like, we see hungry sharks out there, and everything in the future looks bleak for some right now. Others are in a time of great rejoicing. They've landed on the other side. But there'll come another journey season in their life, because life is full of journeys with pit stops along the way. But we have to make the most of each of those times and just live one day at a time, one memory at a time, one experience at a time. And don't be borrowing from tomorrow, and don't be lugging along from the past, all the baggage from back there. Let it go. Forgive if you need to forgive, if things have happened. Let all that go. Let the baggage of the past go. You can't change the past. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. So exciting to see you on here. We can't borrow from tomorrow, because that's not going to do us any good to take all that extra stuff with us. We can't borrow from the past and pull that along with us and carry that too. It's too much. Each day, live each day with purpose. Each day with, I'm going to make this the best day ever. And even in our walk with Jesus, take one day at a time. Just enjoy him every day. Check in with him. God, what do you have for me today? Those are the ways that we make it through with the least amount of stress possible. And that's how we come to longevity, right? Eventually we get to the end of the road and we see, hallelujah, I made it to the other side. And then we have great cause to rejoice. But it's in the storms of life and in the things that happen that really fortify us, strengthen us, give us character as well. So all of those things factor into creating us into the person that we will become. And all of those things can add depth and can add wisdom and can add amazing things to our life. So if we're in it to win it, we need to take it one day at a time and realize that each day, if we conquer that day, then the next day we get up and conquer that day. And don't try to project out into the future, what if this and what if that and what if, because so often all of those what ifs never come to pass anyway. So you spent extra time concerning yourself about that, worrying about that, when in actuality, just stay present in the day and do the best with that day. I've found a real secret that I've discovered, and that is to just love Jesus more than anyone or anything. And if I'll stay just hooked up with him and keep my focus on him throughout the day, and whatever I'm doing, invite him to participate in all that's happening in my life, then I'm going to know that I'm going to get to the other side, and I'm going to get there safely because he's in the boat with me. Ooh, that's so awesome. And as long as we know he's in the boat with us, we know we're going to make it safely to the other side. So expecting others to take God's place in our life is definitely a sure recipe for shipwreck, because people will disappoint us. I know I've disappointed many people. You've disappointed many people, whether we meant to or didn't mean to. It just happens because we all have different perceptions and different expectations on things, and we get our feelings hurt and we get disappointed about things. So that we can't help so much. But what we can do is look to Jesus, because he never disappoints. And if we'll walk with him and put our hand in his, we can know that as we take one day at a time, as he counseled us to do, we will make it to the other side, and we'll make it there safely. So that is very, very powerful. Let Jesus orchestrate your life for you, because he knows that he's created you for a purpose and for a destiny in him, and he knows the way to go in order to bring all of that to fulfillment. So allow him to lead and guide you each and every day. Take one day at a time, and you know what? You're going to look back someday and go, whoa, look how far I've come. Yes, you will. You know, it's exciting when you live life and go past each different decade, and you realize, look at all that I've come through, and here I am at this point. And then you go another 5 years, another decade, and you go, wow, look how far I've come in this time. And you realize that life is a long journey, and the ones that succeed in making it to the other side safely are the ones that took it one day at a time, did their best in that day to please God and to be a blessing to others. So I encourage you today with this wonderful little piece of wisdom. If you're in it to win it, take one day at a time. Hold tightly on to Jesus. Let him be your everything, and he will get you through to the other side, and you will get there safely. You know, this was a little short one, but I just wanted to jump on and share that because somebody needs to hear this good word today. Thank you for sharing it on your timeline. Let it be a blessing to someone that you may or may not know needs to be encouraged to just live one day at a time. Don't borrow from tomorrow, and don't pull the baggage from the past. Let that go. Let God have it. Nothing you can do about that now. And do the best you can to live for him today, and to do the best for yourself and others today. And you will find yourself in it to win it at the end of this journey called life. God richly bless you today. Hope this encouraged you, and I look forward to seeing you soon. All right, bye-bye.